Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video, and as you can see, this is last week's race C. This was recorded on Sunday evening, the very last day of this race, and this is also my first online races after my 3-week break from the game. I had been doing some time trial on race B and also on race C, very much inspired by Flash Stagger's brilliant guide on how to do trial mountain in the Group 4 car. I had been doing time trial in the Toyota Supra, and I decided to pick the Ferrari for my races here because of the tire wear and me being on a controller. So this is my first run in the Ferrari, and let's just get straight into it. I did my qualifying on the EMEA servers. I'm not particularly good at this track, still a learning process, but I'm starting from the back. And that's not to try to be heroic, it's more to make sure that I am well out of the way when I come into the first sweeping fast corners, because I haven't tried this with fuel and cold tires in the Ferrari yet, so I could easily make a mess of it. So it's better to just be out of the way of everyone. And you can see I am turning in a slight bit too late, but we managed to survive it. I've only got one car behind me, and yeah, that was just the safest way to ease into this one. The gearing in the Ferrari is a bit different than in the Supra. You have to use some different gears out of some of the corners, but I think I'll just try to learn it along the way. For now, I am just trying to keep up with these guys ahead. There seems to be a bit of fighting going on, so that just makes it easier for me to stay with them. We had a car in the warm there, and I get a good run on the Silvia, and I'm pulling out just to get past. Maybe I can sneak in and get some slipstream from P12. I decide to give him a bump along the straight. This is lap 1. No need to try anything stupid. I don't even know this properly yet. The Silvia goes for a dive on both of us. All is good, no contact, and we just carry on. I didn't really benefit from any of that, but not to worry yet. This is a learning race for me, so I will just enjoy the ride and see what I can get out of this one. We are coming through this corner leading up to the final chicane. I've still got the car behind me with a very dodgy connection. He will get closer to us, and it's a bit laggy. I'm a bit cautious coming into this corner, and yeah, we make it around here, and that was the end of lap 1. I make a mess of the first sweeping corners. This was bound to happen at some point, and unfortunately I cut the track and I pick up half a second penalty, fully deserved. I just have to deal with it. And now the laggy connection car behind me was getting really close, and yeah, I think he would like to get around me because I grazed the wall as well, and that wall as well. So I think we're better off with him ahead of me while I try to regain some sort of rhythm. Now we've got a car going for a crazy launch into the chicane, so we've got cars in the wall and cars almost parked at a dead stop. So that was a couple of freebies for me. I still have a penalty to serve, but I have a big enough gap to keep my position. And this time I also get a better line through the sweeping corners. You really have to lift off just at the right time, turn in just at the right time, and then the car will almost follow an invisible trail through there. If you get off the line, it can end up really bad. But yeah, we are trying to catch up to the guys ahead, but picking up penalties along the way is not going to help my cause. And this penalty I have to carry all the way to the end of the next lap. Now the Silvia ahead of me is getting the wrong line through here. You can see his car is getting thrown off to the left, and he will struggle to get a right line. He managed to keep it together, but I am getting close to him. I'm braking a bit too early though, and yeah, he's keeping his position for now. Now I'm aiming for a decent exit coming through this blind corner. You just have to go for it and trust that the car will stick, and I get a good run. I'm going for a pass on the Silvia. Now I'm getting the slipstream. I think he was trying to get the slipstream as well, but I wasn't fully past him yet, so he was driving a bit into me, but all is good. I am trying to pick my braking marker, that small yellow sign, and he's getting close to me. I was semi-expecting a dive, but he stayed behind. We have some contact ahead of me. Now I'm really close to P11 coming into these tight corners. Whoops, sorry, I went into the back of him. That was my bad. So I'm backing off, and now the Silvia is really behind me. Again, can we just make it through these final corners? We are coming towards the chicane. I am about to serve my penalty soon, and you could say that the car behind me could have waited, but he is going for the dive anyway. Luckily I saw him. I really appreciate that rear view mirror. And yeah, the Supra made a mess of that final corner. All in all, that was a fun, action-packed lap, but I had to serve my penalty, so I am dropping back again. And we are staying on board because we have some more chaos coming up ahead. We are coming into these sweeping corners, and something is going completely wrong ahead of me. We've got the Lamborghini sliding off to the left. I am almost running a bit wide, but we managed to keep it together. I am close to P11 here, and yeah, just trying to get through this section. It's so easy to either overcook it or hit the apex like hard, as in hit the wall. So yeah, but it has a nice flow once you start to get it right. I get a nice exit out of this one. The Supra is slightly faster than the Ferrari. I'm just staying behind. I might even be bumping him a bit, but unfortunately at this point I cannot really see the brake marker. I see it way too late. So here comes a very clumsy accidental dive bomb on both of these cars. So I just completely go out of it and stay back and let them get ahead. Sorry about that, guys. That was my bad. And now we've got a penalty in front. Can I just get past him? I think I can. And now let's try to survive the first sweeping corners. Some of the trickiest corners here, in my opinion. Have to turn in early enough, lifting off. Make sure to keep some weight on the front tires so you have the ability to turn, because you're also coming over a crest as you do so. You can see I'm lifting off slightly here and there to keep the car on the right line, but we made an okay job of this for now. And now the car in front hits the wall, and I couldn't react to that in time, so I knocked him slightly. And yeah, that was just a small unfortunate incident there. Luckily he didn't completely die back there, and he will be back with us soon, so all is good. We are coming into the corner at the end of the long straight. I probably should have defended this one. P11 goes for it, but still, and you can see I'm running really wide. Make sure to give him some room there. And we are jumping ahead once again. I think we are at the end of lap 8 now, and you can see both the Viper and myself, we are running wide here. The Viper was almost losing it there, and here he is going for a crazy dive into the chicane with contact. He basically just sideswipes the other car, almost loses the car himself. I get a better run out of the chicane, but now I am slightly worried because of that dive he made into the chicane. So I am hoping I can clear him before the first corners here, and I try to carry as much speed as possible. I even almost go a bit off the line there, but I managed to keep it together. A bit too narrow there, so I'm a bit too wide, but he goes completely off the track back there, and coming into the tunnel he disappears for now, so I am safe, and we are jumping ahead once again. We are basically about to wrap this one up. Not much else happened in this one, so I finished this in P8. This was a learning experience, and we are jumping ahead to the next race. Now I have set a time in the Ferrari. My best time in the Supra is a 58.7, I think, so nothing amazing. And this was the time I was able to get in the Ferrari in the short break between the two races. And we are cautious coming through the first corners, cold tires and all that stuff. And yeah, a bit slidey there, but that slide actually helped me not run wide. And coming into the tunnel, close to the wall. Make sure to trust the car as you come back onto the power coming out of there. I missed the apex there, so now the cars behind might get closer. We'll see. Let's just try to, yeah, still again, let's just blame the cold tires. Definitely not a skill issue. We'll never know. We're coming into the tunnel, got a decent exit this time. I've got the car behind me. He is trying to go for a move, but maybe that Citroen is slightly slower than the Ferrari, so he decides against it. He is backing out again and pulls back into the slipstream. And now it's up to me to try not to make a mess of this corner. And I make sort of a mess of the corner, but not too big of a catastrophe. We've got the driver behind me. He is getting close, but it seems like he is going for the sensible attitude, not doing anything crazy at the early stages of the race. So that's my luck as I try to get into a rhythm. Ooh, don't get a penalty on that corner, and we missed it. So we are coming into the final chicane for the first time. Found it a bit tricky to pick a proper brake marker for that one. So yeah, I'm just trying to sort of wing it. There are some markings on the wall on the right, but you have to brake before those, so it's still a bit of a guessing game. We survived the first lap, so we are jumping ahead in this one. Now we are on lap 3, and I am just bumping P4 here ahead of me. He is defending it slightly. I'm just trying to lure him over to take the normal racing line. I'm not trying anything stupid, but maybe he is getting nervous. He didn't really get the line through there. And as we come into the tunnel, I'm close again. And as we come out of the tunnel, he just goes on the loud pedal a bit too hard. So I managed to get around him. I was trying to work with him, but I think he got nervous. And just as I celebrated, I tapped the wall there. So that's just me doing my usual stuff. Let's concentrate and get back into the flow. This is the start of lap 5, and we've got a free position coming up. I think this car basically came to a dead stop, hitting the wall at the exit of the tunnel. So we are up into P3, and as we start lap 6, we've got JM Bria smashing the fastest lap. I actually got the fastest lap earlier in the race, but he killed that by a second. And now my goal is to see for how long I can stay ahead of him. And it didn't take long for that to get into my head. You can see I missed that big time, also grazing the wall. So now he is getting close. We are at the start of lap 7, and I can see his headlights in my rear view mirror. So I just try to concentrate, but every second I can stay ahead of him is a second gained in my world. Now he is having a look on the outside. He is being patient with me. I'm just trying to keep it together. But here I miss the apex. He is going for the outside move, and I will make it easy for him. I am making sure to give him plenty of room, and he makes an easy pass. But hey, he's got a penalty. Let me get back into his slipstream and see if I can hang on to him. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I see him driving under the Spanish flag as well. He might be a Spanish driver, someone tell me in the comments. I certainly know his name, that's for sure. But yeah, we are taking the outside line. You can see he is already pulling away from me. I've also got a car behind me, so I just have to make sure I don't mess up too much. Oh, almost lost the car, and the car behind me completely lost the car. That's the MR car thing coming down the hill. He is pulling away from me, but he's got that penalty, and I get another chance to mess around a bit. So I get ahead of him before the first corners. Now let's just try to get a decent line. So turning in, lifting off, make sure, yeah, a bit deep, but we managed to keep the car together and get a sort of wide line into the final part of this one. But he is going for a move. He just wants to get a move on. I cannot blame him. He makes a clean pass on the inside, all is good, and we've got qualify LOL going for a move on the outside as well. So let's just let these two fast boys get ahead. We are back where we started in P5, and considering we've got these fast guys coming from the back, being able to finish where I started, I consider this a decent result for jumping into this race this late in the week. So we are wrapping this one up. This was my go at last week's race C, last minute go on last week's race C. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.